morning, lovely friends, and a very happy Christmas to you if you celebrate, and happy winter solstice, Yule, Hanukkah, all of the other things that I can't think of just at the moment. Well, happy holidays. I'm drinking from my new festive cup, which I treated myself to this year. Got it from TK Maxx. I'm very happy with it because it's like a bucket. And I always appreciate a bucket-sized mug. I'm sure you're aware by now. Anyway, if you don't know me by now, if you're here for the first time, welcome to my little podcast. My name is Suzanne. I'm a knitter, crocheter, indie yarn dyer and designer from Derbyshire in the UK. I'm very, very glad if you're joining us for the first time, and I'm also very happy to see you again if you're a returning viewer. So thank you for coming and spending the next sort of hour-ish with me. I'm really looking forward to sharing what I've got with you. I've got quite a lot to show you this week because, well, it's been a few weeks since I've podcasted. The Christmas crazy has really caught up with me, and I've just been so busy that I just didn't know when I was going to fit one in before now. I tried a couple of times and failed, so I'm just glad that I've got one in before Christmas anyway. So I am wearing today a lovely little cowl that I designed myself some years ago. The pattern isn't available, but I might actually knit it again and write it up because it's very nice. It's quite long. It sort of flops nicely because the yarn that I knitted it in is it's Alchemy yarns, and I bought it from Pearl Soho in New York when we were on honeymoon. So it'll be 10 years ago this coming in 2008 to October 2018. So it's a silk and merino blend yarn, and it is very lovely, and I just love this colour. I put it on because I think it's lovely and festive. So yes, that's that. I haven't bought Argert in today because I haven't got anything new to put on Argert, and I wanted you to be able to see some of my pretty decorations up here, so I left that space free. So as I say, I've got quite a lot to show you.
I don't know that one.
I didn't say. I really didn't, did I? Anyway, I've got quite a few FOs to show you, so let me get on with it. The first one is, I think you might have seen before actually. I think I did show this to you last time. So the mittens and hat for Ivy, they were probably already done. I also now have the mittens and hat for Cos done. I'm really happy with those, and now I've shown them to you, I can wrap them up, which is good. So they were both knitted in the West Yorkshire Spinners Air Valley Aran yarn in the Rum Paradise, I think, and Mojito colourways, which are part of the cocktail range. They're very scrunchy and squishy and gorgeous, and I'm really looking forward to seeing them wearing them, but I am definitely going to be getting some elastic and making these into idiot mitts so that they can have them on a string through their sleeves, because I'm so fed up of Ivy in particular continually losing mittens. So that's those done. They can be wrapped up later today. Everything I've got to show you that's finished is a gift. But I do have a hoe, which is a bit of selfish knitting, if you like, so I'm quite excited about that. The next one is a gift. It's like a short infinity scarf, and I made it for my very good friend, who I'm not going to name because I'm fairly sure she doesn't watch it, but just in case she does. This is like a sort of a wrap it round twice kind of a cowl with like a shell scalloped edging on one edge. And this yarn is some which I spun, and I actually blended the fibre that I made it from on my blending board, which I don't think I've ever shown you. So it's quite a chunky one. I think I did this on a 6mm hook. It didn't take me very long to make at all. and it's just got this tealy colour. It's got some trilobal sparkle in it, which you can't really see, and then it's got these pops of lime green, white and pink. They're sort of slubby. I don't think they're silk, but they're some kind of slubby locks which I blended into it, which I'm really happy with. So that's another gift done. As I say, it was hand spun, and I think it was a 6mm hook. I didn't use a pattern, I just did a granny stripe and then finished it off with that scallop. The next one is another patternless make, which is a pair of another pair of fingerless mitts for my papa. And these feel absolutely gorgeous on. I'm definitely going to be getting some more of this yarn and making something for myself with it. So look how beautiful and heathered and gorgeous this is. So this was just to make it up as you go along pattern. I think I cast on, well, it was either 40 or 44 stitches, 2x2 rib, put a 4 thumb line in, 2x2 rib again, and then just picked these up, did a couple of decreases. And the yarn is West Yorkshire Spinners, the Croft Shetland Tweed, and that's 100% Shetland Island wool. Washable at 30, but do not tumble dry, do not spin, reshape whilst damp. And I think these are going to keep him really cosy when he's knocking around the house. So they're going to go under the Christmas tree as well. But as I say, I definitely want to make myself a pair of mittens at least out of this yarn because it's gorgeous. And the last finished object I'm very happy with. Do you remember me buying a big bag of Stylecraft Special Aran to make Christmas stockings for Ivy and Cosmo? I think that might have been, it was either last podcast or the podcast before that I got that. Well, the one for Cosmo is finished. And it's various colours. It's not showing up very well because that very dark stripe there is actually a really nice sort of royal purple colour. They need a bit of a, well, I can't block it because it's all acrylic, but I think I might give it a bit of a press and stretch. And then it's got these little holly leaves and berries on the top, which I feel want a bit of a press with a damp cloth as well. I'm not putting a hanger on them because we never hang them up. We just put them on the hearth stone on Christmas Eve. Oh my giddy aunties, look at that stupid bit of hair that doesn't want to behave. And then after the kids have gone to bed, I fill them up, take them upstairs and put them at the bottom of their beds. So there's no point putting a hanger on because it won't get used. So I am 50% done with that project. One is finished and I have literally just started the toe of Ivy's, but it went really, really quickly. And I've obviously still got a huge bag of yarn, but I've had a really good idea for what I'm going to do with all the leftovers. So I've been wanting a tree skirt for my big Christmas tree for years, never got around to making one. So I thought, wouldn't it be a good idea if I made a tree skirt with all of the leftovers of this, and then it'll match their stockings, which will be perfect. I might even get them to leave the stockings under the tree rather than on the hearth once I've got this finished. So I think what I'm going to do is do like a zigzag stripe tree skirt, and then I think I'm going to just crochet because I won't have loads of the white left. So I think I might just put a white edging on it and then crochet some white snowflakes and dot them about and put some sparkly sequins on and things. I think that'll look really pretty. But I probably won't get to do that until I'll perhaps try and work on that between Christmas and New Year. So anyway, that's all my FOs. Let me move those out of the way and give myself a little bit more space. As I said before, I've got a hoe. A hoe, hoe, hoe. A hoe, hoe, hoe. If you've ever seen the Very Merry Muppet Christmas movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. Otherwise, I'll just sound like a bit of a bonkers lady, which I am, so that's fair dues. So last time I was telling you that I'd cast on to knit some evergreen socks, and I have a half. I don't know if you can see the trees very well. Let me see if putting my hand in will help. A little bit. Oh yeah, actually that's not bad. So this yarn at the top, and then stripe through here, heel, stripes and toe again. That is my own Green Lambkin sock yarn in the colourway Shuntley's. That's available in the shop to pre-order. and if you order it today and you're in the UK, I can certainly get some to you before Christmas. And then the main colour, this is the evergreen colour from Sophie of Pixie Yarn, and she's just done another shop update which is full of gorgeous stuff. I'm really having to resist the temptation to order myself something before Christmas because her yarn is gorgeous. Having knitted with it, I can attest to that. So anyway, this is the evergreen sock pattern by Madeline Gannon. I'm never sure with that name. But either way, it's and I've really only used that pattern for the tree portion, and then I've just reverted to my normal sock method. And I've just striped 2 row stripes of these colours here at the top, under the cuff and before the toe. And these are a nice long sock, so I'm really trying to get these done so that I can wear them either on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. So I have finished that one, and I have got onto the gusset decreases of the second one. So once I get these few decreases done, which I should do later on today, then I'm really on the home straight with them, which I'm very happy about. And they're living in a bag, which I'm going to show you in a bit because it's a new acquisition. So I'll come back to that in a little while. The next thing that I'll leave that till the end. Right, the next one I'm going to show you is teacher presents. Now, I don't go mad. I use whatever bits of spare stash I've got knocking about, and I make something very small. I like to make them a Christmas tree decoration, and then they can choose to do with it what they want. So that's what I am doing. And I'm actually playing Yarn Chicken. I'll show you the one that I've finished first, and then I'll show you the last one that I'm working on. I needed to do 6 because Ivy has a teacher and 2 teaching assistants, and Cozzy has a teacher and 2 teaching assistants. So yeah, so I'm making these stars for the Christmas tree. Now I'm going to just give these a damp press to block them a little bit when they're done, but they are actually quite stiff, and they do actually stand up quite well on their own. Now I got these from a website. Oh, I forgot to tell you the name. The stocking pattern. It's from gleefulthings.com, which is a blog by a lady called Julie from California, and I can't tell you any more than that. And this one, I found this pattern on Pinterest. And I'm going to mangle this because I don't know how to say the name of the blog. It's either Redagape or Redagape or something like that blog. And the lady who writes that blog and designed this pattern is Mandy, and I love this star. I'm hoping to get a chance to do some for my tree like this as well. So it's just got these rounds of clusters, and then these, they're not quite pointy yet, they need a bit of a press, but really nice pointy points. And I'm just going to give those a press and then put I've got some nice sparkly silver ribbon to make a hanger for them. And the yarn that I'm using for these is actually, it's Heritage Jarrell Heritage DK. And what I've done is I've stranded that with some filaments of, I don't know if you're going to be able to see. Oh yeah. So I've got one strand of, come hither. One strand each of green, pink and turquoise, sort of sparkly threads. Ah, there you go. And I wound them together with the strand of Jarrell, just white. And I'm on the last star. I've got that far in, and I have this much left. Now I could take away the stress and the possible time wastage by weighing one of these and weighing what I've got left. But I keep feeling it and thinking, I think I'm safe. So that's that. So I'm going to get that last one done after I finish podcasting, and I can press them. And I've also bought them a little, really pretty little candle votive in a little jar, and it's covered in red sparkly stuff, and it's mandarin and clove from Marks and Sparks. So I can get wrapping those up later. And my final work in progress is actually going to take us into acquisitions as well, because oh, I've just remembered I've got to show you that as well. This is a cowl that I am making for myself, like an infinity scarf I should say, rather than a cowl, and I'm doing it out of all of the minis that I'm getting from my advent calendar, and I am loving this so much. I've been a little bit obsessed by it, but I am actually a few days behind at the moment because of the stockings and things. So so this is the cowl so far. I've tried to keep the yarns in order. I'm loving it. I just think when it's all wrapped up cozy around my neck, I'm going to be so squishy and warm. It's just garter stitch, and I'm just doing a slip stitch edging on it because I think I'll pick up and knit a nice neat border on it afterwards. I don't know what yet, but so these are all the little minis that I've got from my lovely friend Paula, and I'm knitting this on a 3mm Knit Pro Nova interchangeable short needle. I've got some really pretty little progress keepers on there. I'm just sort of dangling them as jewellery. They don't really, those points don't mean anything. I've done my ends in up to here. I'm trying to do that every so often so I don't have to do it all at the end. Let me just fish out. Hang on. They're all getting a bit tangled up in here. Oh, and I've just found this as well. Another little progress keeper. I can hang on it in a minute. Oh, there we go. So she's wound the minis already for me, so I can just knit as soon as I open them up. And yes, I've got lots of lovely ones still to go in. Oh, this was today's, which is gorgeous, sort of cranberry ready pink. And then I've also got a couple of bits of leftovers from socks and things that I've put in. And I've also put in those 2 minis that Sophie from Pixie Yarn sent to me. And what's really exciting is that as well as all sorts of other yarns, she sent me minis of my own yarns, which is brilliant because when she's knitted samples for me and things, people think that I've got skeins of all my colourways that I just use for myself, and I don't, because if I had a skein of every colourway, that would be quite expensive. So I actually get to put some of my own. I've put some Sweet Viola in, and this is a Cosmic Wonder, and there's another one in here somewhere. Oh yes, Ianthe down at the bottom here, and that just makes me really happy because as I say, I don't keep them all. And then I also am keeping these in a beautiful project bag which was gifted to me by Gillian Lindsay. Got numbers after her name on Instagram and I can't remember what they are, but she granted me a yarn wish, and they're living in this beautiful Christmas bag which I asked for, and it's really spacious. It's a drawstring bag, and then it's got this really sweet fabric on the inside with reindeer and things, and it's also got the same spotty fabric in there, and it's got internal pockets, and it says on the label, which is a bit scrunched up because I've got something hanging on it, but it's Princess P, and hanging on it is a Christmas Beanie Boo, and that's Peppermint Patty, a little peppermint reindeer. So that's one of my yarn wishes, and the other yarn wish was granted by a lady who I feel absolutely awful because I forgot to check and write it down before. She's a lady who lives in New England, and she's absolutely lovely, and she sent me a copy of the pattern, the Norby hat, which I would really like to knit for myself with some yarn that I got from Annie from Wild Spinster. And I'm so sorry I can't just recall your name and why I didn't think to check beforehand. Well, it's a perfect example of how scatty I am. But thank you very much, and I will put a mention out for you on Instagram as well. It was really kind of both of you, and I enjoyed granting a yarn wish as well. I sent some minis over to Quarrelsome Rhino Monica. So that's that, and that sort of takes me into new acquisitions. So obviously I've had all of the, I'm not going to sit here and show you all 18 of them because I will be here forever, and we're already 20 minutes in and I've still got so much to tell you about. So I've shown you those, as well as the yarn. There's a chocolate every day, a stitch marker or progress keeper every day, a candle every day, and a teeny tiny little bauble every day, which are absolutely beautiful. She knows me very well. And as well as Paula's calendar, I've also been and did the Yarny Advent Exchange this year, which was set up by Rachel Hine. And so I swapped with a lovely lady from Germany called Annegret, who that's one parcel per week rather than, so every Friday you get to open one. And Annegret has really spoilt me. She's been sending me Lana Grossa, I'm not sure, cashmere. And these are 50-gram balls, and we're only supposed to do 20-gram minis. So this is Faber 11, and then the other two, I've not got the tags on anymore. So this was the most recent one. This was the first one. And then this was the second one. That's blowing out a bit. It's actually a really nice denim-y blue. So I'm intrigued to see what's in the fourth, because I can see a really beautiful project. I mean, a shawl, all sorts of things I could use this for. So they look beautiful together, muted and rich and gorgeous. So they're from Annegret, so thank you. And she also sent me lots of chockies and other bits and bobs as well, some washi tape and things. So on to other acquisitions. I was going to tell you about the bag. Now let me do this in order. Opal and Lang yarns first, that's right. When at the end of November, was it the end of November? Middle of November, I went to Knit Studio in Newcastle and did a Meet the Makers Day, which was amazing. Thank you so much to everybody who made the effort and came out and supported me that day. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it and how lovely it was to meet you all. I had a really marvellous time, and I think we all enjoyed it. And thank you very much to Anne, who owns the Knit Studio, for hosting and for looking after me so beautifully, and giving me the opportunity. It was absolutely marvellous. So thank you, and I hope I'll come again. But whilst I was there, because it all went so very well, I decided to treat myself. So I got this, which is Opal. Design Monica Lindener. Mine Socken Design. And it's 75% wool, virgin wool, 25% polyamide, and it's a lovely rainbow. In fact, you can see there, that's how it's going to knit up. And I bought so that's 100 gram, and then I got a 50 gram skein of this Lang Yarvol in the shade 712, I think. This is sock yarn as well, same blend, and it also has this little hard thing inside it, and you can knit, it's like knitting in reinforcement stuff, so you can use that in your heels and toes, which is brilliant. And I specifically bought those to go together because I think they'll make really gorgeous socks, and I thought that that would cheer me up in the bleakness of January and February. And that was actually also where I got the Croft, West Yorkshire Spinners Croft yarn from, for my dad's mittens. I bought that there as well. So that was my first acquisition. Then I'm going to show you a fantastic giveaway prize which I won even. And this was a giveaway done by Fate's Thread on Instagram. And it was a skein of yarn on the Clotho base. Hang on, bear with the rustling. I'll try and crinkle as little as possible. There we go. Oh, much better. Oh, look at those colours. How gorgeous. And I don't know what this is going to be yet, but I'm loving it. That teal, again, it's blowing out a little bit, but it's so pretty. And as if that wasn't enough, and this is really exciting. It's a Disney Baddies project bag. And it's really spacious again. It's got a box bottom. And it's got all these meanies on it. And I love it. And that's got these drawstrings as well. So she sent me those. And there was also a really cute stitch marker. Well, actually two really cute stitch markers. The first one is like this. It's not a stitch marker, it's a progress keeper. Always get it wrong. And the second one is a progress keeper, but it's attached to a key ring, so you can use it either way. And it's Cinderella. It's a really nice one. So that's all the goodies from Fate's Thread, and thank you so much. I've been keeping those safe for such a long while to share on the podcast, and now I can actually go ahead and use them, and that's really exciting. And she also sent me a discount code to use in the shop, which is bonus. So that was another beautiful treat. I'm going to put that all down here in this bag to leave me a nice clear space. Right. And then at the very beginning of December, I attended like an open event, like a pop-up shop at the White Art Studio in Whaley Bridge in Derbyshire. And there were lots of other makers there as well, which was fab. And as well as meeting lots of wonderful people and having a lovely time with Kate and Annie, the owners, and all of the other people that were there as well. I also had the opportunity to do some swappage with some of the other people who had stalls, which is really exciting. So first of all, Bleating Becca and I swapped. Do you know, I can't remember what she had from me. That's terrible. But I'm just excited about what I've got. This is Derbyshire Lopie. It's 100% wool, blue face Leicester cross. It's 100 grams, approximately 75 metres. So we're looking at a chunky-ish yarn here. And she's dyed this with natural dyes, natural dyeing techniques. And the colour, oh, it's a beautiful sort of icy aqua blue, semi-solid. And it's so squishy and gorgeous. It's just like having a pillow. I don't know what I'm going to make, but whatever it is, it's going to be beautiful and it's going to be mine. And so Becca has keeps her sheep in North Derbyshire, in the Peak District, sorry, and then she shears them herself, and she has the yarn spun in a factory in, I think it's in East Yorkshire somewhere. It's either East Yorkshire or North Yorkshire, and then she either sells them in their natural colour state, or she's now experimenting with natural dyes as well. So I was really excited to get some of this to play with. Fiona from Sonic Knits was also there, and she and I swapped a skein of yarn, And I feel awful because she told me the name of this yarn because it was a rogue skein that had somehow managed to get through without being labelled, and so the name and the blend aren't on it. But I just absolutely adore the colourway. So this is Sonic Knits hand-dyed yarn, and as I say, it's a mystery. I'm sure she'll remind me again of what it is. But I realised recently that I have very little blue in my stash, and blue is actually a colour that really suits me, but I don't gravitate towards very often. But I love this sort of somewhere between a bluebell and a royal blue, and then it's just got these incredible little pops of goldeny, orangey yellowiness in it. And some more around here, and I just thought, oh, that's so unlike anything else I've got in my stash at the moment. So I'm really excited about it. And she also gave me a Sonic Knits stitch marker, which you can't see very well there, but it's Perspex. Oh yeah, there we go. And it's got the logo sort of etched in the back of it there. So that was gorgeous. So thank you, Becca, and thank you, Fiona, for those. I'm really looking forward to getting stuck into them either over Christmas or in the new year. And then the other two people who I swapped with were my sissies. And both of these were sort of half swap, half payment for stitch markers that I made for them. So with Laura, I swapped the stitch markers for this really cute Christmassy sock bag. And I just think this is such lovely, unique fabric with gorgeous candy canes and lollipops and snowflakes and poinsettias and stars, and it's gorgeous. And then it's got one of the stitch markers that I made for her, which is a little, and it's not a stitch marker, it's a progress keeper. Really pretty little pine cone there. So I'm dead happy with that. And then the same with Wendy. I swapped stitch markers that I'd made for her shop, and she gave me this gorgeous, same size bag, unicorn trotting through the forest, and it's so magical. And she did give me a stitch marker for it as well. I've not put it on yet, but I will. And that's a lovely Fimo ice cream. So that's the other one, and I love the fact that it's got this lovely contrasting pink zip which picks up on the pink in here. And what I'm using this for is my minis. I don't know if you can see or not in that. Oh, escaped. Try that again. Oh yes, you can. So these are all the minis that I've already knitted into my cowl, and these are going to go into my blanket. So that's sort of going along. So these are the two big ones that came from Sophie Pixie Yarn. So I've still got loads of those left. And I bet I've got more than 10 grams left of these ones from Paula as well. And I've been putting a stripe of the ones from Anna Gret in as well, because I don't think, you know, it's only 4 or 5 grams. So I'm not going to miss that much of it. So I'll put that one away. That's my socks. So done that, done that, done that, done that. Yeah. So the Christmas sock bag is Craftmonger Law on Etsy and Instagram. And this one is Jazz Kitten Wendy on Etsy and Instagram. Oh no, Jazz Kitten Crafts, I think, on Instagram. I think that's right. And then, ooh, that's my lippy dropping out my pocket. Deary me. Yes, then, very excitingly, whilst we were there, Fiona passed me something. This is the first one I've actually got to do. She asked me to do a review. And what she asked me to review is one of her yarn boxes. So these come, I believe they're monthly. I just had a quick read before I started podcasting. These, I think they come monthly. So this is the Sonic Knits Deluxe box, and it's £28, and I'll give you, this is the December box, so I hope everybody's got theirs and opened theirs if they're getting one. If by any chance you think you might be about to be spoiled, please look away, and then I'll tell you when it's safe to look back again if I can remember. So in the box there were some chocolates, some like Celebrations chocolates, which I must confess I've already eaten. And then various other goodies. So handmade candle, which smells of lavender and is absolutely beautiful. Candy cane, which is mine, not the children's. Tiny little mini cracker with a deer on it, which is gorgeous. I don't know what's in there. Stitch marker from Yarnistry. Now this is going to be difficult. So obviously there's a winter theme to this box. Oh, there you go, look. And it's sparkling glittery snowflake from Yarnistry. So that's gorgeous. And then there are patterns. So there's a pattern for your December box. So you get the yarn, the pattern, the marker, the gift, and then various bits and bobs. So that's sort of a rundown of what's in the box. And then you get a pattern for a trio of Christmas trees, which is really sweet, really cute. And then also you get the pattern for the shawl, which is called the Sonic Shawl, and that is by Louise Tilbrook, which is really exciting. And then the yarn, and this is called Mariah because all of Sonic Knits' yarns are inspired by songs, music. So it's actually for all I want for Christmas is you. I could actually ask Alexa to play it for me, couldn't I? But then I'd probably be infringing on someone's copyright, so I'm not going to do that. But look, it's so icy and winter wonderlandy and snowy, and it's just this beautiful semi-solid. And the blend is 80% BFL, 20% silk, and it's 100 grams, 400 meters. And you know what? I can see these two making very sweet music together. Excuse me, I just made myself feel a little bit sick. But the pattern suits this so well. I just think it's absolutely gorgeous. And do you know what? Such fantastic value for money. I cannot wait to get stuck in and get something made with that. And I just think all that, I mean, these are handmade, and the smell is, it's just nothing like the kind of mass-produced commercially candles. You can tell it's natural, and this, it just smells so fabulous and fragrant. So I'm going to save that and treat myself to that at some point. And then, as I say, there were chockies in it as well. And I don't know what's in this cracker. Should I open it? Shall I pull the cracker? Shall I? What's in here? Paper crown. Oh, it's actually quite a good size, this one. It might actually stay on my head without tearing. Look at that. I always have problems with keeping my crowns on. And a really cute Christmas sticker. And joke, are you ready? Brace yourselves. What animal needs oiling? Mice, because they squeak. Oh, cracker jokes. My mum told me one the other day, which I thought was actually a really good knittery one. It's, what did the hat say to the scarf? You hang around here and I'll go on ahead. Thought that was quite amusing in a cracker joke sort of a way. But back to the task in hand. Fiona, thank you so much for giving me this box to review. I absolutely can't wait to get stuck in and make that shawl. It's going to be absolutely beautiful. And the yarn is fantastic. The pattern is lovely, and all of the little bits and, excuse me, bobs, the stitch marker and everything else is really top quality, and I think it's anybody who buys these is getting a real bargain. So I would highly recommend popping over to Sonic Knits and having a really good look at that website. And there's lots of examples of previous boxes and testimonials over there if you want to find out more about it. And so, on to the final item on my list. Goodness me, I have rattled through it. Don't know how it went quite so quickly, to be honest. I felt like I was going to be going for like well over an hour because I've got so much to show you. But I don't know if you remember last time on the podcast, I told you that I was going to be doing a giveaway to coincide with the release of the Witching Hour shawl, which is one of my designs being released. So I'm a little bit late. I do apologise for that. But what I'll do is I will close. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do this giveaway on Ravelry. So if you would like to do that, I'm going to set up a Ravelry thread, and there's going to be a prompt question for it. But let me show you what the prize is going to be first. So first of all, you get a nice glossy copy. And if you give me your email address, I'll also email you a PDF version of the pattern. So that's the Witching Hour shawl. So it's a 2-colour shawl. Knitted in 2 shades of green lambkin yarn. And then you're also going to get this beautiful shawl size project bag in 2 coordinating fabrics, and I absolutely love these owls. Look at them, gorgeous. Lined with hot pink, and this is a I don't think you're going to be able to see this because it's so sparkly, but it's a Craftmonger Lore bag. And then there are going to be a set of stitch markers and a progress keeper in this lovely blue shade, and golden beads. And then the 2 yarns, which I think would make a fantastic 2-colour shawl, are these 2 one-of-a-kinds. So I'll label these up, but they're all these sort of frosty, wintry, bluey purple colours, and I'm very much in love with them. So that's that. So if you would like to be in with a chance of winning, I think I'll leave the thread open until the 31st of December, and that'll be in the Green Lambkin Yarn and the Green Lambkin podcast group. My apologies. And the prompt question is going to be, are you planning on doing a Christmas Eve cast on? And if so, if you're not, that's fine, just say no. But if you are, what are you going to be casting on, and what yarn are you going to be using? Or if you decide to do it take part after Christmas Eve, did you cast on something for Christmas Eve? And if so, what was it? What did you knit it in? So yes, that's going to be the prompt. So if you would like to be in for a chance of winning it, I think I'll leave that thread open until the 31st of December. I'll write that down to give everybody a good chance. And I will put it up on Instagram that's available to take part in as well, and Facebook. So yes, I think that's everything I've got to tell you about knit-wise. I've got an absolute ton of getting ready for Christmas to do. Oh dear, I'm going a bit blue-lipped. I don't do very well without lip colour on. I look quite ill. Let's rectify this. And I absolutely love this lip pencil. It's lipstick, lip crayon. It's a Revlon Colour Burst one, and it's got the peppermintiness. I think it's supposed to make your lips plump, but I just think it's very Christmassy actually. I put the colour on because I thought it was festive, but I actually really love the feel of it and the smell of it as well. So yeah, I've got tons of stuff to do still to prepare for Christmas. The children break up from school tomorrow. I've got lots of wrapping still to do. I've not done my food shopping yet, never mind any of the cooking, but I have at least not hosting a Christmas meal here this year. I'll probably be having some kind of a fuddly get together at some point with some family members, but I'm not going to go crazy crackers. I've done Christmas dinner 2 years on the trot, and that's quite exhausting really, so yeah, I'm glad not to be having to do too much. But we're going to my parents on Christmas Day, and I've said I'm going to make some dishes to take to contribute towards the Christmas meal, and then we're going to Johnny's parents on Boxing Day, and I'll also be taking some as yet undetermined food over to their house as well. So I've got some shopping to do and some baking to do, but I have only got 1 or 2 presents left to get, and quite a few. There's a massive pile of them in my rocking chair over here, which are going to get wrapped tonight. So I think I'll feel a lot better everything once I've got the wrapping finished. But all the trimmings are up, and I'm hoping that I might get a chance to do a little Christmas house tour, but I need to actually tidy up quite a bit before I do that. So bear with that. It'll probably be a few days before I get a chance to put that up there. So I also have the stocking to finish for Ivy, and the teacher presents need finishing today and wrapping today, so that I can get those off in the post. Not in the post, get those off to schools tomorrow, because tomorrow is the last opportunity to give them. So yes, it's all a bit crazy and manic, but I love it. And it's been absolutely lovely to spend a little bit of time with you all, and I hope that if you're celebrating Christmas or any other festive celebration this month, I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful time with your family and your friends and your loved ones. I hope you get lots of time to knit, and lots of time to relax, and lots of time to eat delicious food and drink delicious drinks, and do everything that one should do at this time of the year. And with that, I don't know whether I'll get a chance to podcast between Christmas and New Year or not. I would really like to, but that's not to say that I will actually get the opportunity. So if I don't see you before the New Year, have a wonderful time and a happy New Year, and I will see you then. And if not, I may see you before. Anyway, either way, ta-ta, my darlings.